Hey there! Just coming to you today with my video supplement to my written photo review on the Fenix TK15 Tactical Flashlight. This is a pretty new addition to the Fenix line. They announced it back in December and actually I take that back. They announced it I believe in November, about a month after I had bought the previous TK12 Tactical Flashlight, the previous tactical flashlight that Fenix makes, and they started shipping it in December. I initially wasn't sure if I was going to buy the new version, having the previous one, but I did, and I'm glad I did. So let me just go ahead and explain what I like about the new version, this TK15 Tactical Flashlight. Here's the older version, the TK12. They're very similar. You can see that the TK15 is just a little bit longer. It's also a little bit thicker. It does come with basically the same accessories. I've taken the pocket clip off the TK12, but both come with a pocket clip as well as a lanyard. The TK12 did come with batteries, which I really did appreciate. The TK15 does not. So you got to kind of factor that when you look into the price comparison, but the output is a little bit different on the two. The TK12 has about 280 lumens of output according to the box. TK15 has 337 lumens of output. Sounds like a big difference. In practical use, in my opinion, it's not a huge difference. Again, on the box, in terms of the maximum distance of the output, the TK12 you get about, the box says over 200 meters. With the TK15 it says you get 215 meters. So you're getting maybe 10-12 meters difference. Not a huge difference in my opinion. To me the big difference between these two is the user interface between the two. Let me explain that. On the TK12 what you've got here is a twist user interface. It has several different modes of operation, and each mode has different settings. Now what we're in now is the hunting mode. The hunting mode has two settings. It has the maximum output setting, and it has the strobe mode. So those are the strobe setting. Those are the two settings that are available in the hunting mode, and you just change the two by twisting the front of the flashlight here. There are several other modes, and I'll talk about those a little bit more in my written review. To change modes, you've got to do some quick succession twisting here, back, forth, and it changes modes. I've forgotten how to do it, quite honestly. It's kind of convoluted in my opinion. I figured out that I wanted the flashlight in hunting mode. I set it to hunting mode 2 months ago, and really have forgotten how to do it since. So I haven't really tried to access any of the other modes that the flashlight has. There's a tactical advantage to that, meaning when you pick up the flashlight, you're always certain what's going to happen when you press the button. And people like that. If you have to use it in an emergency tactical situation, you want that level of assuredness of what's going to happen when you press the button. So there is an advantage to that UI for this particular flashlight. Now on the TK15, it has a different user interface. There's a push button here, a side dimmer switch. So when you turn it on, it's in the lowest level 1 setting right now. As you cycle through the settings by hitting the dimmer switch, there's level 2, level 3, level 4, the maximum output. It progresses in intensity till you get to the maximum setting, and then it goes back to the bottom, and you just keep cycling back through. It also has a memory feature so that if you turn the flashlight off, when you turn it back on, it's in the same mode that you had it in when you turned it off, which is nice. So again, you can have that tactical assuredness that as long as you know where you set it, when you turn it on, it's going to be in that mode. The TK15 also has a strobe mode that you access by holding down the side dimmer switch. And it is a variable frequency, so it's a really neat, pretty effective strobe mode there. Just turn it off by, again, holding down the dimmer switch, and again, you go back into the last brightness setting that you were in. Much easier user interface for me to use. I first became acquainted with that kind of a user interface when I purchased this ITP SC2 flashlight, which is a smaller, I wouldn't call this a tactical, I call it more of a utility kind of flashlight, but you can see here it actually does have that same interface, and I'll demonstrate it here. It goes from level 1 to level 2 to level 3, and then it goes into the strobe mode back to level 1. So again, you just cycle through the settings. I like the TK15's implementation of this particular user interface a little bit better because this ITP flashlight forces you to go through the strobe mode each and every time that you cycle through the brightness levels. The strobe mode really isn't something I'm going to want all that often, so it's a little inconvenient to have to go through that every time I cycle through the brightness cycles. So I think the fact that you only access the strobe mode on the TK15 when you hold down the button is an advantage. I think Fenix kind of one-upped ITP in their implementation of this particular user interface. Other than that, everything that I've liked about the TK12 kind of holds true for the TK15. Again, I've got a written review on both flashlights, really, on my website, and there will be a link to the written photo reviews of both in the description of this video. But it's a heavier flashlight, constructed of very premium grade aluminum. If you had to use this to defend yourself, you can be very confident in it, because you could, cause some blunt force trauma with it, or you can stab with it. It's kind of designed to do that. So it's pretty nice in that regard. It's got this, what they call a cigar ring on it, so you can hold it kind of like you would a cigar or a plunger, a syringe, operate it that way. Some people like that, some people don't. I'm kind of ambivalent, don't really care one way or another. One nice thing is that it keeps the flashlight from rolling around too much, so that's kind of nice. But I did buy some spacer rings, and I'm going to try taking off the cigar ring and replacing it with a spacer ring that'll kind of take up the gap there and see how I like it. I've been using the TK12 in my car, actually, for any time I'm getting out of my car and I'm in the dark, and I can keep it with me and use it in that kind of scenario. That kind of left me without a tactical flashlight for in the house. I've been using this ITP, really like it. It's small light, nice utility light, puts out about 200 lumens. But it'll be nice to have the TK15 in addition to the TK12, because I can keep this by my bedside table, and if I need to use it in a tactical defensive role, I can. A lot of people buy the TK flashlights to weapon mount them too, and you can weapon mount them on any kind of a platform that has a rail mounting system. So again, I just wanted to do a quick video supplement to kind of give you an idea of what the TK15 and the TK12 are like, and what I like about both flashlights. Really, the TK15 really doesn't replace the TK12. They're both different enough that they're going to have buyers for each. If some tactical buyers are going to prefer the simplicity of the limited settings, you can't get yourself into a lot of trouble with the TK12. There's just, depending on how you program it, the settings, if you turn it on, you know what's going to happen. With this one, there's multiple settings. The side button might be a little bit more difficult to operate if you're wearing gloves. That's not going to appeal to some buyers. So again, some people will still opt for the TK12 over the TK15. Personally, I like them both. I'm glad I've got them both. For my personal use, I think the TK15 is a little bit better fit, because again, I like the flexibility of the UI, and I probably won't be wearing gloves when I use them, and heck, I may never use them in a tactical self-defense role. I hope not. But it's nice to have that capability. Please subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be doing a lot more video reviews of guns, knives, flashlights, all kinds of tactical gear. Probably go back and do some watch reviews too. I do a lot of mechanical watch reviews. So again, please subscribe. Please leave me some comments. Let me know what you think about these videos. Really appreciate it. Take care.